start straight into it without me telling you my professional background and all of that and bore you with that and why I'm credible to talk to you. This wonderful team of people in here. We'll go straight into it. It's literally what truly prevents us from listening. And we're going to create this workshop as a very interactive workshop, because we listen constantly. And we've been here listening to so many wonderful people. And also listening to ourselves. And the stories we tell ourselves when we listen to something. How many can identify with that? Just being in here, how many things have we told ourselves for what we listen? So to do the good things, and the bad things. So how do we truly then connect to what we all hear about, which is how do we listen to our heart? And what is it that makes us away from our heart? What is it that really takes us away? Self-interest. What else?
Delusion.
Delusion. Okay, what else? Expectations. What else? If we observe right now, we are in a circle, and all of us, we have our senses. We have a body, and that body has the ability to listen at many levels. And what is each one of your primary level of listening? Ears, so that's sound. Okay. Feeling. Okay. Eyes. Okay. Body language. Okay. Intuition. Okay. What else?
Also what you already believe, like preconceived ideas.
Okay, so preconceived ideas. Okay. What else? What are we? I mean, we're spending day in and day out to something. All of this information we absorb and research search in any per second to our senses. We go anywhere between 200 million to 7 billion information per second. That's how much information each one of us absorbs. And our brain has the capacity to only transform 7 bits of information. And then when the information goes through our senses, the first thing that goes through, it goes through our filtering system. I think Yuskip mentioned yesterday about some of the filters that people use and everything else. So each filter will give us different sense of hearing. Through our feeling, through our thinking, through our vision, through our touch, through everything else. So if I were to touch each one of you have a very different experience. Yesterday we observed how the circle is. But if I went to each person and saw what their experience was, they were listening to something else. And when we're looking at how we really want to be aligned, to really listen to our spirit, we need to be able to have something which most people on our planet struggle. What's that? Come, ladies.
I want to say something like centeredness or connection, like to our
Connection, centeredness.
to our higher self, to our heart.
How do we do that? I mean, what are we truly missing that prevents us? We all go on this journey. We go to workshops, we go to retreats, we go to spiritual teachers, we go to work, we come to events like this, we go in ourselves, we go in front of a mirror. What is it that truly prevents you from listening?
I think for me it's like desires. I always want something on some level out of every moment, really, when I look at it. So it's like my sense of myself, like
Your
getting in the way.
sense of self, okay,
Getting in the way.
getting in the way. So it's basically that sense. But if we really want to truly to listen, what's the environment that needs to be where the listening truly happens? Quietness. So, stillness. So, if we are in that still moment, and I think some of you may have experienced, when if you've done long meditations, spiritual trips, where we totally become one with the entire universe, that is where you truly go beyond your sensual listening into the universal expansion, into infinity. That's where you're tapping into the infinite power of who you are. Because we're so used to use our senses to direct ourselves. We It's just the way the car uses when you take it. How many of you are drivers? You get driven. No, I use that one because my niece tells me that all the time. Uncle, I get driven. I don't drive, even though she's got a driving license. But you know, imagine stepping into that car, and that car has its own signaling, it has the lights for the evening and everything else, but can only operate as good as the driver is. If the driver is not safe, the car could be a Jaguar, could be absolutely any brand, and it's unsafe to be on the road. It's the same for ourselves. It's the same for the soul in your body. And why most of us go through that journey, it's because we're not really listening to that soul's true voice. And I mean not just sparks of it. I mean consistently, in every moment of your life. Because in each moment, it's where that stillness is. And each moment, you have the ability to transcend and expand yourselves. Because we're so used to be living in an environment in which it's totally, the word I would use is distractions. So the number one problem, which I've seen and working with thousands of clients and delivering thousands of coaching and healing sessions and working with the spirits world, even the spirits do not listen, by the way. There are spirits which are amazing, and spirits who can be healing spirits that they come and heal many planets, not just our planet. Even ourselves in this lifetime. So the spirit's journey in this lifetime is to help each one of us to really transcend what we came here to do. Yet we get constantly distracted. So distraction is number one killer of the space in which you can become fully present. How many of you try to meditate? Yeah. So, what is your number one distraction when you meditate, when you start meditation? Thoughts. Okay. What else? Excuses. Absolutely. What else?
To-do list.
To-do list. You must be a busy woman. What else really? Do you guys meditate at all?
We wanted to start, but we never kind of find the time to do it. So if something we
Excuses.
Yeah.
well,
She answered it.
it's more other people's excuses because they usually don't want to teach us to meditate when we actually have the time.
This is another problem. Your issues control.
Issues control.
Your issues control.
My issues control.
Do you see why?
Well, the excuses, no, they don't
Yes,
make the time.
absolutely. It's basically, this is where it comes to see whether we live our life outside of ourselves or we live our life and honor what's inside of ourselves and where we truly listen to what's in here. Because each one of us has the ability to be a speaker, to be another powerful man in there, to be each one of you in your own realities. You can be a doctor, you can be a Buddha, if you decide to be a Buddha. You can be absolutely anything. What stops you from not being that person you want to be? Fears, absolutely. For some of you who know like energetic work and knows the chakras and everything else, is the Lord chakra, where fear sits. And what is the opposite energy of fear? Trust, absolutely. So when you know how to really look at the life in balance, if I listen to my fear, of course I need to listen to my fear. It's in my body, and I need to love the fear. But what makes a difference is the choice, the conscious choice that I make of why the fear is there. So I can choose it to rule my life and to tell me what to do, or I can thank it for me to tell me what choice I can make. One can give me a controlling nature where fear controls me, the other one frees me and tells me how to dance. What's your worst fears, guys? Achieving my potential. That's fear of success. What else?
Powerful beyond measure.
To be powerful beyond measure. that is, frankly, every person's fear on this planet. Because the idea that you can do anything scares the shit out of everybody. And then we remain in that inner small prison that we create. So we tend to create this box, and anything within that box I can control. And when there's something outside of that box, I can't. So I use that excuse to remain in the box instead of literally looking at the vast infinite of the source energy that we all believe there is out there, but yet we don't trust it.
Fear of the responsibility that goes with it.
Okay, responsibility. That's a very good word. If you ask yourself right now, we've been taught about to be responsible people. How many of you have been taught that? Do you all believe that? Okay. So, if we're talking about responsibility, if you ask the question in your own body, I can guarantee you, each one of you, if you truly listen to your heart, responsibility will make you throw up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is the way when you learn how to speak to yourself, you can free yourself. So, if I were to take you as an example, responsibility. So, if you were to achieve the same thing, what other word can you use? So it does not create that energy in ourselves that makes you feel puke. Because nobody likes responsible. I cannot be responsible for what you're thinking of this workshop.
So it's intense up.
It tenses you up. Empower. But think about what responsibility represents to you. Because each one of you will have a different way of what you're responsible for.
I think for me it would be a mission.
A mission. But if you think about, let's just use the word responsibility. Now I would like you to think for a second. You know what it feels to feel responsible. And each one of you have responsibilities in your lives. And I can guarantee you it does not feel good right now. When you think about everything you're responsible for.
Well, it just feels like pressure.
Pressure, absolutely.
Heavy.
What else it feels like for you guys? Burden.
Structure.
Structure. This is when it comes. When I say to people, when you truly know and understand and honor love, you will never do anything outside of that path. You will truly listen to love. And that love is inside of you. The first question from today I would like you guys to ask yourselves, does it feel good to me or not? You will know the answer instantly when it feels something good and when it doesn't. But it's not just that. Act on it. Be it, behave, believe it, think it, feel it, honor it. Because if you stop in any of the process, you're truly not listening. So if we take the responsible word, now I would like you to take responsible to telling your body, I have the responsibility. Sarah? So I would like you to think now in this second, instead of feeling responsible, what is the thing you feel responsible for?
Well, I essentially kind of on the back of having said being powerful beyond measure.
Okay?
My thinking behind it was if you discover that there is something that you're really, really good at that can help other people, then it gives you responsibility to actually do that for other people. Because if you have the ability to help someone, in my view.
Okay? So imagine now you have this ability to help everybody. So instead of seeing it as a responsibility, I would like you to take it for a second and say, I have the responsibility. So how is that changing from responsibility to responsibility? Yeah, it feels nice. What else?
It's empowering.
Empowering. What else? Happy. What else? Encouraging. What else?
Lighter, it doesn't have the same pressure.
It doesn't have the same pressure. And this is how important it is. The way we speak to ourselves is the way your body will respond to the environment outside of you. Yesterday I did a talk on about vibration and how to enter the vibration of abundance. And I mentioned a few examples how easily we can drop that vibration. But I measure that today. I was speaking to Farhan today how easily we can drop that vibration even in ourselves, the way we go and live our lives. From one way feeling responsible for all of you, to one saying in any matter, in any situation I have the responsibility to help all of you. One will give me an empowering feeling, the other feeling will just collapse my entire energy. And therefore my vibration will drop. So take these ones and reflect in your own lives in the kind of language you speak to yourself. Because all of this, each word, each thought, each emotion in your body will help you raise your vibration. For some of you who weren't there at the talk yesterday, I talked about vibrational state. And there's a whole study in there. So anybody who's interested, there's a wonderful book called Power versus Force, where the scientists have measured each word what vibration state it is. So love is at 500 and enlightenment is at 1000. And it's sort of the highest vibration at the moment on our planet, which is about 275, 375. It's in America. Collective consciousness that we're talking about.
Tony, sorry, what was the lowest vibration?
0.
No, it's as in what emotion?
Emotion will be shame, which is 20. When we feel shameful about something. We've done something and we feel shameful about it. Guilt. Collective consciousness, which is 375, which is below the heart energy. It's still in solar plexus. So there's a massive transition that's happening on our planet. And each one of us, we are going through that transition. So whether we are listening to that and we do something about it, it's totally different matter. But we are all going through a shift and a change. No matter what collective consciousness or vibration you are. Each vibration will shift. Even in the vibration we perceive they're not shifting, such as where there's war, where there's problems with food, problems with Africa, with AIDS, whatever it might be. All of those people are still going in their own timing. They're going through the vibration of change. Because the entire universe is set up as a vibration. We mentioned last night a talk about contracting and expanding. We are at any moment in time we can expand and contract. And any moment in time you have the ability to make a choice. We all here through free will. Just start with this moment. We all chose to sit down in here and to listen to one another. And anything that we can collectively create in here. And how do we adopt that consistently in our life? Because what I see is basically we can have dominant senses. For some people become very visual. So therefore you can observe that. You Italian?
Yep.
Okay, when I go to Milan, I observe how I get checked up top to toe by men and women. It's like, if you go to Milan,
You're
want to
Italian.
shop. No.
You're not?
Macedonia.
Macedonia.
So if I go to Milan, I literally want to go shopping. And I will spend all my money just shopping. Because you literally make you feel that you're naked. And I've met so many Italians, even they don't have food at home, they will definitely have a D&G or whatever it might be. They will look amazing, absolutely amazing. But then you go somewhere else, let's say you go into the office. And depending what the environment you have, we tend to fit in and become like chameleons. And the office will tell you what you need to do in your lives. Hence why we have a lot of unhappiness and distrust in the office environment. Because people are not being. They're trying to become.
But don't you, sorry if I interrupt, don't you think that the job, the work is part of the responsibility you were talking before? The job, the work, going to your office, to accept things that you don't want to be, don't you consider it part of the responsibility you were talking before?
I could say responsibility, or I could say I have the responsibility. Two of them will give me a different experience of me going into a work environment. One of them will make me feel like collectively what we said in here, and the other one will say, okay, well, whatever happens, I can deal with it. So an example, let's say in my office, they used to require suits all the time. I was the first one not wearing a tie. I said, how does me not wearing a tie will alienate the client? And they had a strict rule about that in a government policy. They said, when you're not seeing client, you can be whatever you want. But when you see a client, you have to have a tie. And I've been rebellious since I was a kid. And I said, how does my ability to literally transcend and be able to talk to all the government departments and bring them together, communicate together and create results, has to do with my time. Please enlighten me. I would go straight to the start, and they couldn't argue with me. They could do it with everybody else. But this is when we own our power. When you own your power, believe me, people will not say anything. You can go in your miniskirt, you can go in your bikini. When you know who you are and you deliver most unique service and value, people will love you. He delivered great value in shorts. You know, so
there is a situation
such as
Somebody says something and you can't, you have to respond. You've got so much emotion, so many thoughts going through your mind that you're given a brisk outburst.
in your case, sorry, what's your name? Kat. In your case, when you speak to me in this situation and you told yourself, you have to respond. Is that true?
Yeah, I've obviously always assumed I
Yes.
to walk away.
Absolutely, but this is when it comes with what you mentioned right now is the expectation of self. We don't have to do anything. In any moment in time, we can choose and you can choose. And you don't have to feel, I have to. Because I have to is the same as responsibility. So if, when you have that desire, I have to, it does not feel loving to your body. It does not feel loving to your soul. It does not nurture your soul.
You know, I don't want to be like that, but I can't say what I need to say.
Now you can. You haven't learned how.
Because this man has made me so angry.
Okay, your problem, lovely, it's again control, because you've given your power straight away. Telling me this man has made me angry, you're telling me that you're not in control of that body.
Yeah, I don't know.
Own the power, listen to what is it making you for this man to upset you. What am I rejecting in myself? What am I rejecting? Which part of myself I have disowned? What am I not listening?
No, I just needed space for my car to open it.
Okay?
And he wanted to add a side of his tent. And I said, please be mindful that I actually need the space to open my car door. And his response was, well, the car shouldn't be here, they should be in the car park. Well, it's not his business. And I just slammed the car door and said, well, actually, I have a right to be here. There is a special reason that my car is here. And I got very angry because I had to defend myself and justify.
Yes, absolutely.
And if I just kind of walked away,
Yes.
I wouldn't have given him that satisfaction.
Okay.
also
That's
need to loosen your hand.
I needed to express my need.
Yeah, but could you have done that without being angry?
Anger came from his issue with you not, you thinking, no, I have a right to be
Well, I asked him.
Let's bring this conversation back for a second. And here we have a lot of
It's just
people
a
in
very
here.
simple
It's
thingy that just
simple
happened
thing.
very
What you're talking about is being able to express your authentic self and being understood
Yeah.
without problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
And not have to kind of blame myself.
Absolutely. But one of the other part is each person on this planet came here with a free will. Each one of us, in any moment in time, we had a free will. Did you exercise yours?
I'm trying to figure this out. I was expressing a need to him.
I'll give you some feedback, please. Yeah, may I? May I? When I have to think about something, the answer is no. And I'd like you to take that with yourself. When you're in a situation when somebody asks you a question and you're not instantly answering, instant answer comes from the knowing, from your heart. If you have to think about it, you're in the head. You're not being present.
Well, it wasn't really a free will issue. Somebody was approaching me and I was trying
But
to
you
make
only
them-
seen at the situation.
Yeah.
Step outside the situation, look at the higher, bigger self, and the bigger self, each one of us chose to come to this festival. I came here with full open heart. It could have been one person in this workshop and I would just work one-on-one, it could be 100. For me, it makes no difference.
I mean, I've gone and I've
So,
seen things
but
rubbish on the floor and
wait.
I've
But what I'm saying in here, when you go to an event like this,
There are all different
all
types.
different types of
This is in the office as well. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's just that I have there's some stuff I need help with, there's some stuff
Absolutely.
I've difficulty
But we
for,
go
and
from-
you have to ask somebody. You're not always going to get
Yeah.
somebody who isn't egocentric.
Absolutely, but this is when it comes. We'll refocus the situation back into the workshop, which is the workshop. We can discuss later on if I can help you with that. But we're talking about going back into listening. So first of all, each one of us has the ability to listen through every sense in our body, everything. But also we have the ability to listen from our soul. Our soul exists in out of space and time. Our physical body exists in here. The most challenge for most people is how to be able to listen to that voice which comes from your heart, that comes from your soul, and how can you remain in that space. That's the challenge for all of us on our planet. And my biggest teaching that I do with corporate clients, with people around the world, with leaders, housewives, therapists, coaches and everything else, to help them come to a space in which they can shut down the noise. Because the noise and the distraction combined together, it's killer number one why you're not listening to your hearts.
It feels for me like I've got this kind of attention and it's where I put it. So it can be in my, if it's in my head, then things aren't going to work out very well because I'm thinking, and thinking is limited actually. It's not knowing, it's not connected, it's just in my head.
Different, correct. It's not limited, it's like it's different.
You know, if you're adding
by the way, it's always useful.
yeah, it's got uses.
Everything about your body is useful.
But it's not like, it's not useful for me to live from that all the time. So it's like, I feel like I've got this attention and it's where I put it. And it's like you say, trying to keep it in that heart space or your center or your intuition, your spirit, your higher self, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, because each one of us has a different language.
Yeah.
And we have a different meaning about that as well. So absolutely, it's about how to keep it. But for you to go through that process, one of the things I would like you to think about it. One, as Skip mentioned about dark energy, I said to him the way I do this, I'm a scientist. So therefore, until I embrace my entire understanding, the way I understand universe through a scientific perspective and stuff, I did not embrace my healing capabilities. Although I was taught and mastered from an early age, I've been groomed to be a healer. But I denied all of that. Because everybody else told me, it's lunatic what you're doing. So literally I had to disconnect myself from that until I experienced that in my own body and how to heal my body 5 times over and over through very serious illnesses. So it's when you're talking about that, the first thing is about really being honest with yourself and going inside of ourselves and literally going and seeing what is the stories that I keep repeating. So when it comes to the mind, when it comes to the body, when it comes to the emotion, when it comes to love, when it comes to the relationship that we create with ourselves, it's what we exude in our environment and what we emit. Yesterday I mentioned about how to become into that vibrational hub. Each one of us in our breath, beyond the breath, there's a vibration. And that's the vibration of the universe and you exist in the universe. But how many of you truly know how to breathe?
It's not my strong point.
Yeah.
I'm existing rather than breathing.
And believe me, you're not alone in that. We're talking about, I would say, 90% of our planet currently are experiencing the same thing. You're not alone in that. I went through 35 years of journey for me to draw, first of all, the best teachers in my life and then become the best teacher. I ask people about meditation. For some of my top clients, I mean, it takes a while for them even to stay with me 5 minutes present in meditation. 5 minutes. Forget about me telling you I meditate for 8 hours. And when I went to Brazil, I gave myself the joy for 6 weeks to go from 4 hours to 8 hours meditation. Wings grew out of my back. I'm serious. And literally, that's when I felt a human angel. And while I'm in this life, and what is my purpose? I always knew it, but I've never experienced it in my entire body to vibrate at such a high energy. And I was taken, I was shown all sorts of stuff, which I could create movies out of it now. But each one of us has that ability. So it's about really stepping back from a reality and doing evaluation of self. So when it comes in your situation, personally, I thank each person on this planet, regardless whether they're a murderer or the top spiritual teacher. I look at them as my mirror. So in your case, I will literally use your boss as a mirror for me to go inside of myself and say, what am I really not dealing with me? Nothing to do with the situation. Equally with the situation in here. What is the true issue that I need to face? What is the source? What am I not listening? Yeah. So what am I not really listening in myself? So anything that is outside of ourselves is simply a reminder of to go within and be able to go through cleansing that we need to process to become the light. If right now I start talking to you about networking, and I mean not networking with people, networking how the networks work in the computer environment, and I start telling you, you'll feel good. So I tell you the entire technology aspect, most of you will lose me in like 1 second. Or maybe a minute, you might be polite with me for 5 minutes, but then you have no interest to listen. So we only listening to what we pay attention to. And then, what is it that makes us pay attention into something, and then we don't pay attention into something else? What you're interested in? What is it? Just go beyond that. What?
Curiosity.
Pardon?
Curiosity.
Curiosity? That's down here. What else?
What allows you to grow?
What allows you to grow? What else? What truly makes you put your attention into something? A what?
Selfish.
Passion could be
That is selfish.
selfishness. What else? Desire. What else?
Solution to our problems.
Solution to a problem make you focus your attention. What else? Okay.
But what about peer pressure if some people are doing it, so you go along?
Okay, so pressure from outside. When I see somebody, I need to do it. So, but that is also like a validation issue in here. I need to be validated because somebody else do it. I need to do it.
I think for me sometimes it's not feeling able to be different. You know, like to walk my own path. Like just to stay in my centre if other people are doing other things. I kind of want to fit in. Sometimes.
That's the distraction.
Yeah.
You want to fit in. But you've got a very good point in there. What makes you fit in? What is the thing that you tell yourself, I need to change myself to fit in that environment? Yeah, but think about in